Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we take you back to Friday night, the 28th of September, 1979, to the Silver Bowl in Mount Carmel, Pennsylvania, where the Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes play host to the visiting Berwick area Bulldogs. This is the 25th anniversary of Mount Carmel area Eastern Conference Championship team of 1954, which defeated West Scranton 34-13. And now the starting lineups for Berwick area. Unfortunately, Berwick did not provide the Mount Carmel Sports Department with their starters. So we'll give you some of the players that we noticed on the field. Number 1, Gene Spinda. Number 5, Dave Fedorko. Number 7, Harry Silver, who was the quarterback. Number 9, Eric Pruitt. Number 10, Keith Seeley. Number 11, Mike West. Also, number 27, Todd Slusser. 32, Ricky Harris. 33, Jeff Fulner, the halfback who went to Purdue on a full scholarship. Doug Steele, number 58. Harold Farber, number 84, one of the ends. The other end, number 90, Mike Mazzendi. The head coach of the Berwick Bulldogs, George Curry. Assistant coaches, Jerry Hiddle, John Jenkins, Rich Walton. Athletic Director, Mike Lilo. Superintendent of Schools, Lee Cook. And the Principal, Betty Henry. And now the starting lineup of the Red Tornadoes of Mount Carmel area. At right end, number 7, Paul Szymanski. Quarterback, number 9, Danny Rupp. Right halfback, number 28, Robert Niglio. Left halfback, number 32, Eddie Dimnick. Fullback, number 38, Ron Zaleski. The center, number 54, Joe Iwanski. At left guard, number 66, Sam Chicatano. At right tackle, number 72, Brian Snyder. Right guard, number 75, Tommy Allen. At right tackle also, number 79, Ralph Steller. And at left end, number 81, Danny Glowatsky. The head coach of the Red Tornadoes, Joe Jazz Dimnick. The assistant coaches, Al Santos, Jim Sheehan, Joe Greco, Len Guarna, Joe Aaronsfield. Superintendent of Schools, Joseph B. Warner. Senior High Principal, Steven Zarlinski. Athletic Director, Kenny Split. Assistant AD, Francis Jamin. And the officials for tonight's game, John Black, Reed Ernst, Ronald Lewis, Charlie McCullough, who is the director of the PIAA, and Walter Whitmer. And here you see the scoreboard at the start of the game. Berwick's kickoff by number 1, Gene Spinda, is taken at the 7. And that looks like number 31, Tommy Weldon, returns it out to the 25. The Red Tornadoes with a 1st and 10 at their own 25. Quarterback, number 9, Danny Rupp, on a keeper, gets 2 yards out to the 27. Number 80, Jake Seraphin, one of the tacklers. 2nd and 8 at the 27. Number 28, B.J. Niglio, picks up 2 yards out to the 29. And now, on 3rd and 6 at the 29, Niglio, on a delayed counter, gets 15 yards all the way out to the 44. Appeared to be number 83, Bill Thomas, making the stop. 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes at their own 44. Quarterback Rupp, rolling to his left, decides to keep it. And following a nice block by Niglio, is forced out of bounds by number 60, Kim Martin, at the Berwick 42 after a 14-yard gain. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes at the Berwick 42. Quarterback Rupp's pass is completed to number 7, Paul Szymanski. Number 80, Seraphin, makes it stop. A 12-yard pickup to the 30, plus a face mask penalty is added on. So now we have a 1st and 10 at the 15. And Rupp hands off to number 38, fullback Ronnie Zaleski, who picks up 5 down to the 10. Red Tornadoes now with a 2nd and 5 at the 10. And the handoff again goes to Ronnie Zaleski off his right tackle. Gets 3 more yards down to the 7. And the Red Tornadoes have a 3rd and 2 at the 7. Zaleski again gets the carry, and this time he powers his way down to the 2-yard line and gets the first down. 1st and goal at the 2. Zaleski again into the middle, picks up 1 of the 2 yards, brings up a 2nd and goal from the 1. This time quarterback sneak by Danny Rupp, and he gets into the end zone. Red Tornado touchdown. The official in the white hat, the referee, Charlie McCullough of the PIAA, and he is the director. The extra point attempt. And it is wide right, no good. And the scoreboard, with 7:34 left in the first quarter, it's Mount Carmel area 6, Berwick 0. Mount Carmel area's Paul Szymanski kicking off. And his kickoff this time goes out of bounds, and Berwick takes over at their own 40. And now with a 1st and 10 at their own 40, number 32, Ricky Hayes, gets 5, as number 31, Tommy Weldon, comes up on the stop. 2nd and 5 at their own 45. Hayes again gets the handoff and goes around the Mount Carmel area right end, and still going 16 yards to the 39 with Danny Rupp coming up to make the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Red Tornadoes 39. And All-State running back Jeff Fulner gets the carry and picks up 6 down to the 33. Rupp and Weldon making the tackle. 2nd and 4 at the 33. Fulner again on the carry, and he picks up 5 yards and a first down as number 24, Leroy Latchon, comes up to make the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, 28. Fulner takes the pitch as number 34, Barry Kent, makes the tackle, stopping Fulner for no gain. 2nd and 10 at the 28. Fulner once again on a carry, down to the 26. Pick up of 2 yards as Kent and number 79, Ralph Steller, make the tackle. On 3rd and 8 at the 26. Quarterback Harry Silver fakes it and tries to hit one of his ends over the middle, falls incomplete. That brings up a 4th and 8 at the 26. Number 1, James Minda, is attempting a 43-yard field goal attempt, and there you see the officials with their hands raised. The field goal attempt is good. And the scoreboard now shows with 4:44 left in the first quarter, Mount Carmel area 6, Berwick 3. Berwick's kickoff taken at the 10-yard line by Niglio, dropped, picked up at the 9, and forced out of bounds after returning down the left sideline all the way to the 38. Number 20, Jeff Bennett, making the out-of-bounds spot. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes at their own 38. Quarterback Rupp's pass, it's thrown out of bounds. And on 2nd and 10 at the 38, B.J. Niglio gets the carry and gets down to the 43 as number 90, Mike Gazendi, makes a stop. With the 3rd and 5 at the 43, Niglio on a delay misdirection play gets 4 yards as Gazendi, number 87, and number 87, Tom Laubach, come up to make the tackle. Red Tornadoes are faced with a 4th and 1 at the 47. And the punt is fair caught by number 27, Todd Slusser, at the 9-yard line. Berwick with the first and 10 as Jazz is playing field position here. At their own 14, Fuller picks up 5 yards out to the 19. And now, there was a 5-yard penalty against the Richmond. It was 1st and 5 at the 19. Hayes is hit by Kent for no gain. That brings up a 2nd and 5 at the 19. Quarterback Silver takes the handoff back to pass, and his pass falls incomplete. With a 3rd and 5 at the 19. Berwick punter fumbles the snap, but is able to pick it up, gets it off, and the punt is received by Eddie Dimnick at the Mount Carmel area 48, hands off to Niglio, who gets a nice sideline block, and then a pancake block by Szymanski or Rook, and goes 52 yards into the end zone for a Red Tornado touchdown. A 2-point attempt. Rupp back to pass. His pass is tipped by number 80, Serafin. But Szymanski makes a diving catch right in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And the scoreboard shows 1:46 left in the first quarter. Mount Carmel area 14, Berwick 3. Szymanski's kickoff is taken at the 10 by Slusser and returned out to the 31. Where the kicker, Szymanski, makes the tackle. Plus, there's a penalty on the Red Tornadoes. Berwick then takes over 1st and 10 at their own 46. Quarterback Silver back to pass, and his pass is completed to Jeff Woolner with Tommy Weldon making the stop at the 50. That brings up a 2nd and 6 at the 50. Berwick going back to a running play. Number 32, Hayes on the carry, gets out to the Red Tornado 44 with 24. Leroy Latshaw making the tackle. Berwick, though, with a first down at 1st and 10 at the 44. Fuller picks up 4 yards, but there is a penalty on the Bulldogs. And now the scoreboard shows the end of the first quarter. Mount Carmel area 14, Berwick 3. To start the second quarter, it's 2nd and 6 at the 40 for Berwick. Quarterback Silver pitches to number 32, Hayes, who gets 6 yards, but there's a penalty on the play. It's now 2nd and 20 at the Berwick 46. Quarterback Silver back to pass, straight drop back, and his pass is completed to his favorite receiver, number 27, Todd Slusser, out to the Mount Carmel area 46, a gain of 8. Number 9, Danny Rupp on the tackle. 3rd and 12 at the Mount Carmel area 46. And quarterback Silver again back to pass, but this time he is sacked by number 31, Tommy Weldon at the Berwick 43. Bulldogs now are facing a 4th and 23 at the Berwick 43. Berwick's punter, I believe it was number 11, Mike West. His punt is picked up, finally gathered in by Niglio at the 3, and he gets back to the 10-yard line. Mount Carmel area with the 1st and 10 at their own 10. Number 38, Ronnie Zaleski, fullback, picks up 4 yards out to the 14. On 2nd and 6 at the 14. Long count, and the handoff goes to B.J. Niglio, a pickup of a yard out to the 15. That brings up a 3rd and 5 at the 15. Red Tornadoes, the famous quick kick. Todd Slusser tracking the ball down, finally gets it at the 43 and returns to the Mount Carmel area 46, where number 28 Niglio along with Szymanski, make the tackle. Berwick now with a 1st and 10 at the Mount Carmel area 36. Quarterback Silver back to pass. And this time he's sacked by number 89, Eddie Greco. A 8-yard loss back at the 46. Berwick with a 2nd and 18 at the Berwick 46. Number 33, Jeff Fulner, picks up 1 as Niglio dives in to make the stop. 3rd and 17 at the 47. Quarterback Silver's pass, and it's completed to Slusser. Number 9, Danny Rupp, making the tackle. Gain of 9, so that brings up a 4th and 8 at the Mount Carmel area 44. Berwick's punt. And the kicker hits the coffin corner as it goes out of bounds at the 2. Red Tornadoes 1st and 10 at the Mount Carmel area 2. Hard to tell the ball carrier. Looked like Niglio gets out to the 4. And now on a 2nd and 8 at the 4. And I think that's Eddie Dimnick, who gets 2 yards out to the 6. Red Tornadoes now with a 3rd and 6 at the 6. And Mount Carmel area again uses the quick kick. Looks like Eddie Dimnick, and he kicks it down to the Berwick. All the way, rolls down to the 35, where number 81, Danny Gowatsky, downs the punt. 1st and 10 for Berwick at their 35. Halfback Fulner gets around the right side and gets 5 to the 40 with number 32, Eddie Dimmick, on the tackle. On a 2nd and 5 at the 40. And Red Tornadoes jump. Penalty of 5 yards. That gives Berwick a 3rd and 1 at the 45. And Fulner dives across the line and gets the 1st down. Berwick with a 1st and 10 at the 46. Fulner, this time is stopped for a 2-yard loss by, I think that was number 66, Sammy Chicatano. 2nd and 12 at the 44. Quarterback Silver, straight drop back. Lets the ball go, and it's intercepted by number 32, Eddie Dimnick, at the 28. Dimnick coming back and gets all the way back to the Berwick 49, where number 90, Mike Vicendi, on the stop. 1st and 10, Red Tornadoes at the Berwick 49. Ed Dimnick picks up, rolls 7 yards out to the 42, where Jay Serafin, number 80, on the stop. 2nd and 3 at the 42. Number 38, fullback Zaleski, gets 3. Out to the 39, number 33, Fulner, one of the tacklers. 2nd and at the 39, quarterback Rupp gets 2, and the 1st down at the 37, with again Vicendi on the stop. 1st and 10 at the 37. Number 32, Eddie Dimnick, on a double reverse, gets 2 to the 35. 2nd and 8 at the 35. Quarterback Rupp's pass is completed to number 81, Danny Glowatsky, out to the 15. A 20-yard gain and a 1st down. Number 10, Pete Seeley, on the tackle. 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes at the Berwick 15. Quarterback Rupp's pass. It's intercepted. Looked like number 80, Jay Serafin, who returns to the 11. Berwick with a 1st and 10 at their own 11. And Berwick's left end jumps offside, a 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15 now at the 6. Quarterback Silver on a sneak gets 2 to the 8 as the first half ends on that particular play. And the scoreboard at halftime shows Mount Carmel area 14, Berwick 3. Number 7, Paul Szymanski's kickoff is taken at the 7 by number 27, Todd Slusser, who brings it out to the 28. Bulldogs now have a 1st and 10 at their own 28. Hand off to Jeff Fulner, number 33, and he takes it 5 yards out to the 33. On a 2nd and 5 at the 33. Once again, Jeff Fulner on the carry. This time picks up 4 to the 37 with number 37, Mike Walkowski, one of the tacklers. On a 3rd and 1 at the 37, Fulner picks up 2 and gets the first down at the 39. Berwick now with a 1st and 10 from their own 39. Handoff this time goes to number 32, Hayes. And Hayes gets around right end, 10 yards and a first down. Berwick 2nd down at their own 49. Quarterback number 7, Silver's pass is incomplete. And from the 49, halfback Fulner gets the carry and picks up 4 yards and a first down at the 47-yard line. Berwick with the 1st and 10 at the Mount Carmel area 47, number 32, Hayes, picks and gets 3 to the Mount Carmel area 44, Walkowski on the stop. On 2nd and 7 at the 44, Fulner picked up 3 yards to the 41. It's now 3rd and 4 at the 41. And Fulner trying to get around the right, breaks a few tackles, still on his feet, and picks up 6 yards out to the 35. Good enough for a first down. Berwick 1st and 10 at the Mount Carmel area 35. Hayes is stopped after a yard gain, 34. 2nd and 9 at the 34. Quarterback Silver, back to pass, is sacked by number 79, Ralph Steller, 9-yard loss. That brings up a 3rd and 18 at the 43. Quarterback Silver's pass is completed to number 84, Hal Farver, down to the 20, and to the 33 actually, and number 32, Eddie Dimnick, was on the stop. 1st and 10 at the Mount Carmel area 20. Fulner gets 8 through yards down to the 18. 2nd and 8 at the 18. This time, All-State. Fulner loses a yard. Looks like number 66, Sammy Chicatano, on the stop. For the 3rd and 9 at the 19. Quarterback Silver back to pass is hurried by number 37, Walkowski, and the pass falls incomplete. Berwick Bulldogs are now facing a 4th and 9 at the 19. Silver again back to pass, and this one is completed down to the 11, 1 yard short of the first down, and Berwick gives up the ball. Red Tornadoes take over, 1st and 10 at their own 11. Quarterback Danny Rupp pitches back to number 32, Eddie Dimnick, and Dimnick finds the seam and outmaneuvers several Berwick defenders all the way down 35 yards to the 46. Finally, number 27, Todd Slusser, and 5, Dave Fedorko, make the stop. Red Tornadoes 1st and 10 at their own 46. Number 31, Tommy Weldon, takes the pitch, and he gets out to the Berwick 48. Number 60, Kim Martin, on the tackle. 2nd and 4 at the Berwick 48. Number 28, B.J. Niglio, breaks up the middle, and breaking tackles gets 23 yards to the 25 with number 20, Jeff Bennett, on the tackle. Red Tornadoes with the 1st and 10 at the Berwick 25. Quarterback Rupp pitches back to number 32, Eddie Dimnick, number 80, Seraphin, and 33, Jeff Fulner, on the stop. Red Tornadoes now have a 2nd and 5 at the 20. Quarterback Rupp on a quarterback sneak picks up 3 in the first down with number 80, Seraphin, on the stop. 1st and 10 at the 13 for the Red Tornadoes. And a long count. Quarterback Rupp on the sneak gets 3. Seraphin on the stop. And now with a 1st and 10 at the 13. The pitch back to number 32, Eddie Dimmick, who gets 3 down to the 10. Fulmer making the initial hit. 2nd and 7 at the 10. Number 28, Niglio, gets 4 down to the 6 with Seraphin on the stop. And on 3rd and 3 at the 6, number 32, Eddie Dimmick, is hit for a loss of 4 by number 60, Martini on the stop. 4th and 7 at the 10. Number 72, Brian Snyder, is attempting a 27-yard field goal, and you see the officials with their hands in the air. The field goal attempt is good. And the scoreboard at the end of the 3rd quarter, Mount Carmel area 17, Berwick 3. And now, Chemansky's kickoff goes down and out of bounds. And it's brought out to the 40. 1st and 10 for Berwick at their own 40. Quarterback Silver. It's a flat pass to Fulner. And it's just short of the 50 with number 32, Eddie Dimmick, coming up to make the stop. 2nd and inches, just short of the 50. Fulner on the carry is hit and fumbles. Number 66, Sammy Chicatano, makes the recovery at the Mount Carmel area 48. Red Tornadoes with the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 48. Number 32, Eddie Dimmick, going around the right side, gets 7 yards to the Berwick 45 with number 80, Jerry Seraphin on the stop. 2nd and 3 at the Berwick 45. Dimmick again with the carry, gets 4. Fulner coming up to make the tackle. But it is a 1st and 10 for the Red Tornadoes at the 41 of Berwick. Dimmick on his 3rd straight carry gets 3 yards to the 38. Number 58, Doug Steele on the stop. For the 2nd and 7 at the 38, fullback Ronnie Zaleski, number 38, gets 1, and number 87, Tom Laubach, and number 5, Dave Fedorko make the tackle. With the 3rd and 6 at the 37, BJ Niglio on the carry, and Niglio gets 5 yards on a delayed draw. Number 64, Bob Gensel on the tackle. It's a 4th and 1 at the 32. Red Tornadoes. The following personnel have donated their time and expertise to further the great traditions of Mount Carmel Area High School football.